Hello, friends. The crypto GFT has jumped 270% in 12 hours. You see, it's showing on the charts. We're going to see how to take advantage of these trades, and I'll explain an effective, profitable trading strategy that you can apply to cryptos and stocks. Struggling to trade or invest in cryptos or stocks. How to do it? Well, I'll explain the strategy to follow. It requires 3 indicators: A7, FTA ball, DAS, and a few minutes to understand. You also need to know 4 to 5 chart patterns: triangle, cup and handle, VCP, 1, 2, 3 pattern, and Dow waves. Once you know that, you have everything you need. So we use a performance list to spot cryptos that rise more than 12%. You spot them and then follow them. I'm going to remove the list. First, let's look at what happened in a 1-hour time frame. We had long sell zones on the FTA balls, and prices started to jump when the FTA balls returned to the safe zone. Since we were in the sell zone, and when the orange DAS turned positive, it really took off when it went above plus 10. We also had black bars on the DAS trigger indicating a bullish swing. That was on the 1-hour time frame. When the trend starts, how do we distinguish this point from that one? This one doesn't last, and that one explodes. What's the difference? The difference is that the FTA balls here stayed in the sell zones, and the orange DAS immediately went down. We had only one small black bar, but it wasn't followed by other black bars. But that's not enough. You need to look at the lower time frame. Here, we see this rebound. In 15 minutes, it lasted a while. I'll switch to the left in 1 minute. So, in 1 minute, it's something else. We had a nice little progression. So, our orange DAS went above plus 10. That's super important. The orange DAS goes above plus 10 when there's a swing. It's a bit like news trading. If you want to take advantage of a strong trend, prices need to start rising. Either they keep rising or they fall back, and you lose a bit. What's nice with cryptos is that there's no bearish gap at the opening, and the fees are very low on Binance. Anyway, every time the orange DAS goes above plus 10, it's mathematical. Every significant rise involves going above plus 10 with the orange DAS. And that's what happened. So we have the orange DAS going above plus 10 and the FTA bulls entering the safe zone. Well, they are negative at first. Then they enter the safe zone when they are positive, and that's when the rise becomes significant. So we gained about 16%. It's not much, but in 1849, it's already not bad. For stocks, we'll use end of day because 16% in 1H49 on stocks is quite rare. So this little rebound, you see, we can exploit it on a 1-minute time frame, but it didn't last. The FTA ball returns to the sell zone. The orange DAS turns negative. There's a last stand, not even. The FTA ball 5 stays in the sell zone, and we see the momentum weakening. It's when the FTA, these two curves here, detaches from its upper level and then goes below the middle curve. Prices then start, and there was a small, that was the rebound earlier. Prices then plunge, so in 1 minute, it's quite impressive because boom, we fall off the cliff. So you shouldn't have been in position at that moment. And we weren't in position because the orange DAS wasn't above plus 10, so no bullish swing. So no point in being in position. Unless you didn't. Exit on the swing or the position where we were long here. So prices fall, they surf below the A7. So it's the same here. When there's a significant drop, prices surf below the A7. When there's a significant rise, the prices surf above the A7. So we have a small rise, not very strong. They surf above the A7, but not much. They enter the blue A7. There are 2 moments when it enters the blue A7, meaning it's not a strong rise. However, prices surf above the red A7, which is itself outside the blue A7. That's a very strong swing. And what I was telling you, the FTA ball is in the safe zone, and they turn positive. The 4 at least turns positive, and the 5 quickly rises towards 0. So we reach our famous rise. And we have a first move here. In 1 minute, we have a strong rise, a strong correction, and it starts again. We have triangles, cup and handle patterns, VCP patterns. We could, if we missed the first run, enter a bit later. Then prices reverse again. And then the decline here weakens and starts to stagnate. We have a lateral drift with liquidity grabs, an order block, liquidity pool. Well, we see prices coming back to hit here. So there were different opportunities to re-enter position. The FTA ball 4 was flattening and starting to turn, the 5 flattens. The FTA detaches several times from its lower envelope. There it's not stuck. There's no dark red momentum, and we finally return to the safe zone. It's positive. The FTA ball 4 turning positive. Here we are on the 15 minutes. We're still in stagnation, but we feel this little decline is over. Then we go back up. So we have a final last stand. We correct it as the orange DAS went above plus 10, and then it goes above plus 10 again. And our 2 FTA balls in 1 minute are positive and bullish in the safe zone at the start of the safe zone. And on the 15 minutes, they are in the safe zone. For the FTA ball 4, which is positive, for the 5, it's still negative, but getting closer to 0. In 15 minutes, orange DAS is also above plus 10 and bullish. Now is the time to unleash the cavalry. We enter and follow the movement. So once we're winning regarding stop loss, we place them below the blue A7. It's a bit far, so below the red asset. And the goal is not to get stopped out too early. So for that, we'll look at the higher time frame. Here's the 1 hour time frame. We have the dump of the pump and dump. Apparently, that was a pump and dump. So we were here, we see it takes off in 1 hour. We're in the safe zone with strong momentum. There's strong momentum. The orange DAS in 1 hour was also above plus 10 and bullish. We have the black bars of the trigger. By the way, there too, we have black bars every time there's a bullish swing. There too, it's mathematics. We move up our stop loss. We try to stay quite far from the prices. And there we were out. I go back to 5 minutes. We have our prices rising, and there the stop loss. We can place it here. It makes us gain a bit. And there we see there's a price reversal. So when there's a significant rise, prices surf above the A7. That's the case here. Then they come to break the different lines of the A7, and they go to the other side. And there's the reversal in live. The FTA ball 4 enters the safe zone while it was in the safe zone for a while. And the 5 follows with a bit of delay. The orange DAS went below plus 10, below 0, and even below -10. And we have red bars on the trigger. It's symmetrical. The indicators are symmetrical. So red bar mean a strong decline, and we saw it live. We lost 44% in 1025. So it works both ways, knowing that here we're only on a correction of an upward trend that's there. So what's going to happen? Well, either it was a pump and dump and we'll return to the previous level and stagnate again as we've done for a while here, or we go back up. And in a few days, we'll realize that GFT has progressed by 500, 700%. We can't say in advance unless we look maybe at the 4-hour. No, on the 4-hour, we see prices were stable for quite some time, for a month. So I think it's a pump and dump. Moreover, there was a first dump here. We bounced back. Well, in my opinion, it's not going to turn into plus 700% in a few days, but, well, you never know. What you need to do is follow. You'll follow the evolution. And if prices ever rebound, if they go back above the A7, if the FTA bulls return to the safe zone, if the long DAS goes back above 10, well, it might be an opportunity for a very interesting new rise that you can take advantage of. There you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, I beg you, abandon your searches. Don't waste time trying to learn different patterns. Watching the many YouTube channels where they offer you a strategy a day that works 90% and it's not true. Don't waste time trying to understand smart money trading. There are very interesting concepts, but don't try to learn all the Japanese candlestick patterns, all the chartist patterns. We need 4 or 5 of them. Don't test all the indicators on Earth. You need these 3 indicators: the A7, the FTA ball, the DAS, and they're available in different places. Check the links in the description. So like the video, it will improve its ranking on YouTube. Share it, leave comments, even if it's just to say nothing. That also improves the SEO. Subscribe to the channel and click on the little bell so you'll be notified of new videos that come out on the channel.